gigantic savings right now. A couple, they are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at couplecars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. This is What's Brewing, Chancellor Brewington, back for Ticket Weeknights. At least for tonight, as he's got his own show, The Locker Room, with Mike Daniel in the mornings. That's, help me out, 1 to 2 o'clock?
1 to 2, yeah.
1 to 2, Monday through Friday. You can catch those guys, The Locker Room. But he is back for Ticket Weeknights. The origin story of Chancellor Brewington here at the Ticket. What's Brewing? Chancellor Brewington. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. Chancellor, how's it going, man?
The origin story. No, it's amazing. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back here with Harrison.
Yeah,
man.
there we go.
Man, it's good to be here. You know, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. So we like to start the show off with quarter century. Bro, we ain't done this in like 2 weeks.
I know.
My goodness. Okay, quarter century wisdom. I think something, haven't done this in a while. Something that's been really big for me and something that has been really beneficial and has helped me lately is the practice of what most people call gratitude. And I think that's kind of like the language of like elevation. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but being
It's a little, you lost me a little. Language of elevation. Like,
yeah, so
explain that.
I think that's how like I think that's the language, or that's the language of this world that we live in. I think to acknowledge that where you've been and who you are, and all that you've came through, and the present moment, being grateful for it and being grateful for all the things you missed and all things that you went through. I think that's the that's how you elevate. If you're always stuck on the past, and you're always stuck, and you're always holding resentment and blame and shame and grief and all these different things, I don't think you can elevate that way. I think the way you elevate is through gratitude. And I think I know for sure the number one thing that has helped me, and I would definitely suggest it to most people, is starting your day off with that. And it don't got to be like a verbal thing, for some people it is, but starting off with like 2 to 3 minutes of just gratitude, just thinking about, just in your mind's eye, and speaking inside your head, like, okay, I'm grateful for all these different things, opportunities, maybe the things that like you're quote unquote having faith for, or quote unquote that you're believing for, or that you're hoping for, things that you're hopeful for, like you know having a gratitude moment for those things, and being grateful for the opportunity that's going to come. And one thing I would challenge everyone listening, um, to go back like over your life, and this is a fantastic exercise, but to actually like draw a line and mark off like little dates on the line, making a timeline, and just mark off like significant events, whether it's this, whether it's that, and just go throughout the line, and then you see like all the things that you've already gone through, and then you have a present moment one, and then you can write like all the things you want to experience later on. So just constantly putting your state in a place of gratitude, because then you see your past as, oh, everything got me here. There's nothing that ever harmed you. There's nothing ever. Everything is really for your ultimate good, until you have that perspective. Until you don't, you're always fighting an uphill battle, and life's a battle, and you have these global beliefs that you never win and all that stuff. So
Yeah, that's a tough one.
yeah,
When you start buying into that.
yeah, because now once you buy into that, it's over.
Yeah, you start. I mean, it's the classic. It's boring, because you probably heard it a million times. It's like if if someone tells you to drive around the block, and you get back and you ask, I know, how many red cars did you see?
Right,
I don't
right.
really know. You tell
Right.
them, go look for red cars.
Uh-huh.
And then they might give you like 5, 10,
Yeah.
something crazy. If you're just looking for bad things in life, you're going to find all the bad things and miss
Yeah.
everything good. So you
Yeah.
got to take gratitude. One thing I started doing, which is, it blew my mind, because it's just like a crazy stat. I didn't realize like hot showers was not really a main commodity until the 1980s. It's like every morning now when I like take a nice shower, like I first like 10 seconds, I'm like, this is nice. Like, this is
Wow,
crazy.
1980s.
Yeah. So like, think about
Jeez,
that. Like,
that's
we haven't even had them that long, and we just take it for granted so much. So
Man, mine be burning too.
yeah, I got
Mine be burning.
well, even the fact that like if you want to take a cold shower, people dread those. It's like people back in the day would be like, man, you got clean water
Yeah.
going through a pipe, and you don't get everything wet, just goes down the drain. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, all the small things, you can just take some gratitude that we are, as much as everybody wants to make you believe that these times are the worst times to be around.
Oh my goodness.
Like, we got so many benefits and advantages. There's a
Yeah.
lot of distractions, but if you want to live an awesome life, like, we got everything availability. It's like the athletes for Husker Athletics right now. It's like, you better be in shape.
Right.
You better, like, you got everything in the world to get you to like your peak performance.
Right.
And if you take that approach to life, like, you'll be surprised how much gratitude you can have.
Yeah, that's so good. The car one.
Yeah.
I really like that one. I really like that one. But
It's
yeah,
true though, because you've had bad days, and like, if you start off on the wrong side of the bed, and those days typically end up just getting worse unless you shift that mindset, because you're just only focusing on the next bad thing.
there's a famous, I forget his name. I think his name is Joe Dispenza. Oh my goodness. He'll get you right. There's one thing I've actively done during this time, and as I'm learning, is that like all like these people that like write these books, and the Tony Robbins, the the Lewis Hales, all these like people who've done all these great things. they're actively seeking wisdom, actively seeking knowledge, actively, trying to listen to, new perspectives and new ideas. So I really like that one. I really
Well,
like that one.
it's important, right? Because I think people expect happiness. Like it's a pursuit of happiness.
Right.
Like it doesn't just show up. You gotta get after it and chase it.
Yeah. And I think the number one thing, and I was at a leadership conference last week and we were talking about this, is number one thing is being selfish, and not as our Western culture describes it. It's being selfish in the fact of you would want to go into business with someone who's really sure of themselves,
Mm-hmm.
who has done character development, who has searched within, who has pulled out the weeds in the garden of their mind, right? Who have done all these things, right? And then I would call that selfish, right? You would want to be around those type. You want to do business. You want to get in relationships. You would want to be friends. You would want to date those type of people. You would want to. You would trust those people with your family, with your friends. With your money, with your business. You would trust those type of people, right? So why don't we become those people, right? We should be the people that we would trust with those type of things. And I think we miss that sometimes. And I think a lot of times in our generation specifically, it turns into a thing where people aren't necessarily willing, or they're not necessarily willing to go through that process. And I would call that like a maturation process of refining. That it's like how a pearl is created. I just found this out the other day. So an oyster, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a foreign substance get inside the oyster, and it shuts, right? And inside the oyster there's these layers that start surrounding and wrapping around, whether it's a grain of sand, whatever it is, right? So it just starts wrapping around, and that the layers that it's wrapping around, it's actually it's lighter but stronger than concrete, right? So these foreign substance gets wrapped around, the bigger the pearl, the longer process and the longer it was in the oyster for. So when it comes out, the bigger pearls, it means it was in the oyster for longer, right? So
Yeah, that's crazy. I just like it's blowing my mind. That's an immune system reaction.
exactly. And so when you think about, and there's an incredible deeper meaning to that. But anyways, but when you think about that with like our lives, there has to be some type of process to where there's a refining, where there's a sharpening. So yeah, I think that someone asked me the other day. They asked me, said, "What do you think you need to help and lead your generation of people?" And I had no idea.
That's a great question. Whoever asked that.
Yeah, and I was like shocked. Like it was like hey, how you doing? And then he asked me that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So then now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I think that's what it is. People, that process of getting layered. I don't think people enjoy that or want to go through that now. And I think the boost of social media that you can just have it right now, kind of tore that away. But I think we have to get back to this generation. We have to get back to the refinement and the maturation process, because that gives you the character and the mental fortitude and the mindset to withhold and to be in any type of environment, and to be in any type of system and not let that system change or affect you.
Yeah, there's a good chance if you find overnight success, you'll, piss it away just as fast as you got it.
Exactly. And that will wrap up Core Essential Wisdom, because I will get on a tangent. But
yeah, there's a few podcasts going around.
Yeah.
With that mindset. But anyways, go ahead.
No, for real. So I want to talk about the top 25 college football rankings. I want to talk about the games of week 3. Starting off with Georgia, Kentucky. Now that one made no sense to me. I didn't watch it. I watched a little bit of the highlights. I didn't really understand. I mean, Kentucky scores 3 points in each quarter, and Georgia doesn't score. Georgia scores 3 points second quarter, third quarter, and then fourth quarter they score a touchdown finally. So they score one touchdown against Kentucky. It makes me think that it's almost time, and this might be way too early, but it makes me think that there's almost, and they went and beat Clemson the other 2 weeks ago, right? So it makes me think that there's a shift going on in college football, and I think there's whether it's Texas is going to be the dominant powerhouse or it's Bama coming back into territory, but I think there's a shift happening. And I can feel it in the Big Ten. You can feel it. Michigan is probably going to lose to USC this week. It's at USC.
Oh, does Wisconsin have a bye? Because
Um,
Wisconsin's next game is USC, but if they have a bye, that makes sense.
they have a bye.
Okay,
They do have a bye.
They need one after Alabama.
Yeah, they got whooped. They got whooped. And what's his face? The Wisconsin coach said they got whooped.
Mhm.
Or I feel it in the Big Ten specifically. I think Ohio State is a good team, but I don't think it's the Ohio State of old. I don't think their offense is quite as dominant. I think they got a pretty good defense. I don't think it's even last year's defense. Penn State is an interesting one.
I think Ohio State and Penn State are just kind of maintaining.
Yeah.
Like it feels like if you're getting better, you should be able to catch up to those guys.
And then you look at Oregon. What type of team really is Oregon?
I have no. I thought I wasn't down. Like I, really wanted to pick Oregon State over Oregon,
right?
And wasn't close. So number 9 ranked Oregon just easily gets through Oregon State. I can't put my finger on Oregon to save my life.
Which you're not wrong, because the Idaho comes to Oregon, and you would have thought, Idaho's like, Bama or something,
Yeah,
right?
they barely scraped away.
At
home.
And then Boise State, they scraped away in the last minute.
Mhm.
Last
goal.
second, actually, with a field goal. And then they, clean some things up.
It feels like that's the Pac-12 school's DNA, though, where we've
Right.
seen this where like they get up on you quick, but if you don't panic, you'll be able to climb right back into that game. And it feels like Oregon State panicked while the other teams prior on the schedule didn't.
Yeah. And I believe SC is going to beat Michigan. And I think Michigan's going to be outside the top 25 after this week.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions. Yeah, I think it's fair. Michigan, I got a lot of questions about. The Sharon Moore thing was weird, how they kind of held out. He is officially on contract now, but it just feels like Michigan's unsure of what their future looks like.
Yeah, you lost a lot of pieces, and the quarterback play is awful right now.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's awful.
You're down to you're very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
You're the UNI of FBS.
That's crazy.
They can't throw very well.
Right.
They like to run the ball. That's what they're good at.
Yeah. If you and I could throw a little bit, it probably would have been a different story on Saturday. We haven't talked about Saturday.
No. I talked a little bit about it the morning personnel, and I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Yeah. So I was talking to Mike Daniel. I said for as comfortable as a win it seemed like it was a bad game.
See, that's crazy to me. Maybe because I've just seen like so many bad games. I'm like,
yeah.
Do we expect to look like Georgia or Alabama? I guess that's the question.
I guess I am. I'm seeing the execution. Like there's just little things that's happening,
mm-hmm.
And I think, it's on the offensive side specifically because defense wise, you and I had one of the longest drives of.
It was the longest drive of the week. Over 10 minutes.
10 minutes and 8 seconds, I think it was.
Yeah, it took him that long to get 3 points.
So, this defense is like a bend, don't break defense. They bend, they do not break.
Well, that's what was so impressive. They were on the field for 10 minutes. And that's the only points they gave up. You think after that long drive, it's like, okay, these boys are going to be winded here.
Yeah.
And even after halftime, you're hoping they got enough in the tank. And from then on out, their third down conversions for you and I was horrible.
You ready for my hot take?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't think Satterfield and Raiola match.
Okay, why do you say that? Because I like the way this team's playing. Like I like how they're not putting him in situations where he has to force it.
Now, I think Dylan's putting himself in positions where he's not forcing it.
Okay.
I think he's just a smart quarterback.
Yes, he is a very smart quarterback.
And him being a smart quarterback, I think he can handle more. Offensive wise, schematic wise, progression wise, concept wise.
But do you need to take risk like that when?
No, it's not even a risk thing. I just think it's a lot of plain stuff. And some people's theory is it's plain because we haven't gotten to Big Ten play.
Yeah, I think we're just feeling comfortable with how these games are going. There's no need to.
Well, I'm saying to start these games off.
Okay.
And so I could understand that. And maybe we'll see a whole different offense where it's a lot more complex. But I would like to, you have a generational quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To get the best out of him, you have to play him at his capacity. You can't play him to your capacity of your offense. Like you have to make that fit his. And I think, as Rule said, his level's up here, and the offense is kind of trying to get up there. And I think they took some leaps. I think they took some leaps on Saturday. It wasn't all bad. I just know, like, looking at the film, it's like, man, there's still like the receiver play is still like a little, you know what I'm saying, a little undisciplined. But other than that, I think the defense is good. I think the defense played good. I think the lackadaisicalness was probably with Makai out, and Jamari out. Other than that, I mean, those are really, I mean, Makai is really like the energy plug, the energizer bunny for this defense. I mean, he gets everyone going, run down, kick off, get up, acting like he's a bear or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's definitely
beating
high
his
energy
chest.
guy.
Yeah, and Jamari on the D line, I think that's kind of their juice man on the D line. So I think Ty Robinson said it too. I mean, if you add Jamari into that game, I don't think that was the piece that they were missing energy wise. But moving forward, Illinois has a really good receiving core. I would say it's a tier right below Colorado. Pat Bryant, and I believe the other guy is I forget his name, but Pat Bryant, number 13, is their guy. He's their guy. Their running back, number 3. I mean, he's a big old boy. I think he's like 6'2", 6'1", like 250. But can't. I mean, he moved like he in quicksand though. He like a locomotive. You gotta rev that engine to get him going. So the number one thing is just got to set edge and make sure you funnel things back into your defense. You just vice tackle, do all that good stuff, fundamental stuff. So I'm not really worried about the defense like matching up with their offense. I think they're probably going to take some shots. We saw last year they took some shots on Quentin Newsome last year, hit a couple shots on him in the first half, and then second half they kind of ran away with it. Nebraska did, of course, but Nebraska's offense is matched up with this defense is going to be the question. I think this D line has improved, Illinois' D line. And one thing Illinois does is they show a bunch of coverages. They'll show two high. I mean, they'll show one high and run like a inverted cover 2, leaving some holes. But they'll show man, play zone. They'll show zone, play man, all that good stuff. So if this will be a good test for Dylan. This will be a good test.
Yeah, real quick, I want to get that other receiver out there. So, yeah, it's Pat Bryant. He's their leading receiver in terms of yards, 15 receptions for 235 yards. And then you got Zachary Franklin. He's the other guy, 16 receptions on the year for 193. Pat Bryant, those got 4 touchdowns for him. Their quarterback, Lute Altmaier, isn't overly impressive, but he's just making the right decisions. The thing that makes probably Illinois the scariest is the turnover battle. Their defense, the way they're able to just cause turnovers. It's like this is the game where if there's going to be a time for the freshman quarterback to look like a freshman, Illinois is going to really test them because they're good. I mean, I think they're +8 right now in the turnover margin.
Are they really? Because I know the quarterback hasn't thrown a pick.
Yeah, they're definitely high in that turnover margin. I'll double check, but I mean, that's the real strength of this Illinois defense is not only their ability to stop teams, but just turn the ball over and swing momentum.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Time possession. They've been pretty good time possession. Defense. Maybe you can find it, Harrison. I'm not sure where it is.
Pulling it up right now.
But I mean, Altmaier's been making really, really, really good decisions. I believe he's throwing the ball. I mean, what we got?
So real quick, they are +8 in the turnover margin. Let's see. They've gotten 6 interceptions.
Jeez.
And they've grabbed some fumbles as well to get a couple of fumbles to get up to 8.
Wow. And that's Miles Scott I believe he has 2 already. And Xavier Scott has 3.
Yeah, so they've actually caused 9 turnovers, but they've only lost 1 fumble. Gives them the nice +8. So not only are they getting turnovers, they've only turned over once.
Yeah, and Nebraska's been decent. I think we got a pick. Tommy Hill got a pick, and Malcolm has 2 picks.
Yeah, we're positive.
Is that right? Malcolm has 2 picks?
I don't know if he's got 2 picks already.
Yeah, because UTEP, right?
Was that him who got that interception?
I believe.
Okay, then he would be 2.
Dang, he already has 2. Week 3 going into week.
Tommy Hill, he looks like good. He's definitely looking like a first round pick.
Yeah, and that was it. That was it, right? That was so we have 3 turnovers so far.
We probably got more than that. I'd have to go through.
I don't think we got a
everything.
fumble.
We're positive.
You're right. But
so I'd have to
it'd be,
go. Let's look at
plus
Nebraska
2.
and just see.
I believe we're +2 right now.
We're +3.
+3?
Yep. So we've
4?
recovered 1 fumble and we got 4 interceptions.
Where was the fumble? Was that UTEP?
Well, we recovered that
UTEP?
one, right? Was Dowdell fumbled it? Did we recover? No, we fumbled that one. Dowdell versus UTEP fumbled the ball near the goal line. Nebraska gets the safety. That's our fumble that we lost.
Oh, okay. So we're plus what?
+3 right now. Better than being, what were we? -5, -7.
But Dylan threw a pick though.
Yep, Dylan threw a pick.
So we have 5 turnovers.
We are sitting at a total of +3 total turnovers lost, 1 pick, 1 fumble, and then we've gotten 5 turnovers total. So just
We do?
Yep. So go ahead and
where'd the other
subtract
2 come from?
I don't have a game log.
My goodness.
You have to give me the whole game log. We got to break this down. But we're +3 according to the NCAA website.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll
just
take
being not negative is just a sigh of relief for us.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else before we get and throw it to our first break here as we're breaking through some of these numbers here?
No. I mean, it's good first segment back, man. It's been a minute. I forgot how we structure this show.
Yeah, it's a bit of a at the pace we decide at the moment. All right, don't go anywhere. What's Brewing? Chancellor Brewington, the host to my left. He's back for the night. Up next, we will have the Husker Bowlers striking up a conversation. So don't go anywhere. We got a couple more.
That was good.
That show name?
No, it's striking up a couple.
Striking up a conversation is the name of the show.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say Harrison. That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I wish I was that creative. No, that is the show name that they created themselves. So definitely check that out. But like I said, 2 more segments. Don't go anywhere.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Second segment of What's Brewing. Chancellor Brewington, the former Husker, is back for the night. Chancellor Brewington to my left. Chancellor, we're talking college football on the first side. Nebraska's turnover margin, how they're positive, how Iowa's positive 8 plus 8 in the turnover margin. Probably their most impressive stat on the defensive side of the ball. Illinois.
Oh, my good. Oh, yeah. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, on that previous segment. We were indeed. Where do you want to go with this one, though? I know you mentioned the AP poll in that first segment.
Yeah, let's go. I'm staying on Nebraska. I mentioned this on my show. I just don't understand it. And I just want your perspective. And maybe I'm tripping. But is there any reason why Dante Dowdell should not have at least 12 carries or about 15 carries a game moving forward?
No, I mean, I don't see why not.
He's our number one back, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
He has the most juice, most pop. I think Emmett has kind of carved out this role being this number 2 back. And I think Ramir is our all-purpose back, meaning he can catch screens, he can do third down, he can run block. I mean, he can pass block. He can be, in 22 or 21 personnel when you got 2 running backs on the field. I think Ramir would be a good addition. And I think Gabe closes out games or is our short yardage guy, He likes him. What's his face? Likes him in I formation, stuff like
Mhm.
that. But I want Dante Dale to get some carries. I think
How many
he's
did he have last game? What's the
6
That is kind of
for
crazy.
55.
Yeah.
So that's like 7 or 8. No, that's like 8.5 a pop. Or no, that's 9.1, 9.09 a pop right there. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to be conscious of understanding, and it's gonna play out itself against Big Ten play.
Mhm.
You're not gonna be able to just win Big Ten play without running the ball. You just can't do that. I mean, Dylan threw for 23 passes on Saturday, but it's skewed, of course, because he didn't play, I believe, half of the third quarter. So it's another thing, just kind of like UTEP. So we're gonna see a real full game. I want to see a full game where fourth quarter matters. Like Colorado game, fourth quarter really didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Meaning
it was over.
they're crunch time decisions. Like there was no one thing I've been impressed on 3 for 3. Well, we didn't actually convert it on the last 2-minute drive, but the first 2 games, real efficient 2-minute drives by Dylan Raiola. And as a young pup, you don't really see people manage that and handle that well. I thought he did a fantastic job. He threw for 23 times on Saturday. I expect if he was to play that full game, I would expect, probably if he finished that game, he would probably be sitting somewhere around 30, probably on the low end of 30, probably around like 28, 29, because you're finishing out the games running. But Rule said this, and I think it hits on your point that you said earlier. Rule wants this offense to be super, super simple in the fourth quarter, right? Don't do too much. He said the really, really good teams just run the football and get up out of there and shoot clock.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Alabama does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though they have all the weapons in the world, like when they know they can just bully you, the wide receivers, that's a pretty boring game for them. A lot of blocking on the outside. Like if you don't need to force it and you can just obliterate a team through the run, do it.
Yeah.
It's more demoralizing. And in my opinion, I've never played college football at that level, but I imagine if you're a defense that is just knows the run's coming and you can't do anything to stop it, it just makes everything a nightmare because those play actions become really scary.
Yeah, that is a good point. That's a very good point. Speaking of, actually, we weren't speaking of this, but Carter Nelson.
Yeah, you've got in there.
Come on, Ainsworth, stand up.
Yeah,
Ainsworth, stand up. That's where you're from?
No, but we used to play him. Ainsworth, good old Ainsworth. It was I can't remember where we played him in basketball.
How many people is in Ainsworth?
It's a small town, but there's something in the water there. They get freak athletes out of Ainsworth.
Really?
Yeah, at least when I was growing up, and obviously they still got some great athletes. Carter Nelson being one of them. I just remember their basketball team. I was surprised how athletic they were, and I was just a spectator at that point. I can't remember exactly, but I know it might be under 1,000. We're talking that small.
Wait, what?
Wait, I'm not kidding.
There's 1,000 people.
Oh, so you got the exact same population as my hometown, 1,600, 1,600 people.
Wait, you grew up in a town that has 1,600 people?
Yes, that's most of these Nebraska small towns. When you hear small town, they're talking like 2,000 under typically.
1,600 people.
1,600.
That was my graduating class in high school.
Yeah, my graduating. I think we were a big class, 40. I think we capped out at. It's crazy.
No way.
It's a good time though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like it's just
you probably could do anything, get away with it, because everyone knows everyone, huh?
No, you can't do anything because you'll never get away with it. It's the problem.
Oh,
so
like major scale.
Major scale? Like, what do you mean by that?
Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways.
You can go play sports. I'll tell you what, you get to dive and all that. That's part of the beauty of it. That's why I think Carter Nelson's like, you know what, let me hang around. He's just like, if you're a good athlete, like you can just dominate on the track field, football field, basketball field.
Yeah. Well, he would dominate at any school. He's a special guy. He's a special guy.
His track numbers are insane.
Yeah. I think it's very smart. I believe Rule said that he left him out the Colorado game because that was for the guys that were there the year previous. Tomato. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan worked. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But now moving forward, I mean, like, what are we about to see? You know what I'm saying? Like, this was first drive of the game. He on the field, right?
What you think of that play call?
Which one?
Getting Carter Nelson open like that.
Yeah, because I mean, they put him. So that play specifically, they empty him out.
Uh-huh.
They got Heinrich at the top of top of the formation. At 2, you got I believe Bonner, and then you got Banks, and then you got Carter Nelson, and I think you got Fedoni or somebody on down low. I think it was an option route, right?
Mhm.
So he had an option to break it in, he had an option to break it out, or to sit it right there. The technique he used is usually what older guys used. He used this, like, we call this a stem. He stemmed in and got even, or he out leveraged the defensive back. And you don't really see that by young guys. So when I saw the film, I'm like, wait, hold on.
Because they were in zone, right? If I'm remembering correctly, you and I, and he was able to read that and get right in that sweet spot.
Exactly. So the number one thing with that is just his stem and the way he was able to get flat. And when he caught the football, got north and south like knife. There was just little veteran things that he did right there that showed me he's ready for Big Ten play. But it also is like, okay, how much can he handle? How much can he handle mentally? Does he have the capacity, to expand his role from, just being on the field? Like, because I think what we're seeing now with Carter Nelson, he's on the field when he gets the ball, right? So,
Yeah.
can you be on the field without getting the ball? That means you know the playbook, right? Because I remember this back in the day. I mean, you get the playbook, right? And you look for your name on the package, right? You look for all the plays that you're gonna get, right?
Mhm.
But the point of being a good football player and being a player that coach can trust is everything on here.
You can swap your name out with somebody else in those packages and still know the job.
Exactly. And I think that's the next step for him and Ja'Cory. Because, you see
Ja'Cory Barney is special.
Yeah. You see Ja'Cory on the field a lot. You're like, man, every time he's on the field, he's making a play. Well, it's literally that, right? It's literally that. Why? Because the role that he has right now is, I think it's similar to him and Carter Nelson. They are on the field when they're getting the ball, and we need to be able to incorporate them in everything. And it starts with them. It's not really like the coaching part. It starts with them understanding, and it starts with the leaders in that receiver room, IGC, Banks, Nair, Elliott Brown, which we had on before. We had IGC on too, but making sure those guys are teaching them and understanding that the more they can handle, the more productive they're going to be. And I'm sure Carter Nelson wants to be all American freshman this year and all these different stuff, right? The only way that happens if you learn the playbook, and you continually learn throughout the year.
Yeah. And you feel pretty good about that with Carter Nelson. Just the way this team is clicking in a way offensively, it just hasn't happened. Feels like there's an actual identity in place. Something that Wisconsin's struggling with right now, as we see. Like, they're, it's not just your Eastern Illinois game. They blew those guys out of the water. But then South Dakota, that was way too close for comfort for Wisconsin. And then, of course, Alabama, when they can't run the ball and they lack that identity, it's just a nightmare for them. And that's, you kind of look at Nebraska in the past years and I feel it's like that was a big problem. Even if the defense was good that year, the offense was always kind of searching of what they were trying to be. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and throw it to our final break here. Once we're with Chancellor Brewington, former Husker tight end to my left. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment. What's Brewing? Chancellor Brewington. He's back, at least for tonight. And then up next, we'll have striking up a conversation with a couple of Husker bowlers, Kayla Verstrady and Anna Callan. And you can always go back, catch them Mondays, as well as they had Jillian Martin and another Kayla Starr, 2 other Husker bowlers. All right, Chancellor, we got like 5-6-ish minutes left here. Where do you want to wrap things up?
Yeah, I want to talk about some Big Ten games coming up this week, starting with Illinois, Nebraska. I don't know if I'm gonna be on the show again this week. So
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so I want to go through predictions right now. Way too early predictions.
Yeah, we can adjust it.
Yeah, we can of course adjust it. By chance I get back on, we'll talk about it again. But Illinois, Nebraska, Friday night, the whole world is watching. The whole world wants to see this 3-3-5 defense and Dylan Raiola, if they're the real deal and what Matt Rule is producing. What do you got?
This one's tough because that defense is going to be real. They're stingy. I've always liked Brett Bielema. Even last year, I thought that was like a fluke year for him. I've just always respected what he did at Wisconsin, and I thought Illinois would be no different if he got time. Looks like things are clicking for him. They do look scary. I'm going to still go with Nebraska, though. I think they hold on to their ranking. First off, if either of these teams loses, is it close? Are they still both top 25, or do they kick one out? It's going to depend probably on how those teams behind them go.
Points wise, Nebraska, behind Nebraska is Northern Illinois.
Yeah, you got Northern Illinois, and then the Boston College. Let me double check.
I think
here.
it's Iowa State, and then it's Illinois right after.
Yeah, oh man, that sucks for Boston College because they actually played pretty well, but they're out. So yeah, Northern Illinois at 23, Illinois at 24.
The point gap between Nebraska and Northern Illinois is almost like 100 points. And that's significant. So, I'm
going to go ahead. I'm going to go strong with the Huskers. Just based on how Matt Rule likes to do this, how we've seen the offense kind of when they decide to put on the brakes and shoot clock. I'm going to go 31. First time the defense gets more than 10 points scored on them. I'll give Illinois a couple of field goals and a touchdown. We'll go 13-31.
That's exactly what I was going to say. No way.
Yeah.
No, that's good right there. That's good. But that means we're on point. We can move on. We can. Okay. Let me ask you this. How is Dylan playing?
Fantastic. He's not forcing stuff. Like that's what impresses me the most.
No. I'm saying in the game.
Oh, in this game? fantastic. He doesn't force things. Same
Okay.
answer.
If
I
he
think
throws,
he
if
just
he
plays
throws,
clean.
if he throws, how many throws do you think he's throwing? Do you want me to get mine first?
Yeah, I'm thinking already around the ballpark of like 150 yards. Go ahead. Give me yours first.
150?
I'm thinking.
It's a bad game.
I think it's a run game for Nebraska, honestly.
Okay. I think he's going 31 for 24. 31 for 24 with like.
So he's well beyond 200 yards.
270.
It'll be interesting. I guess I'm thinking of like, how is Nebraska going to want to attack this defense?
I think you run.
I think they're going to be selective with the pass, and that's why I'll take the under on Dylan Raiola.
Okay. I like it. Let's go on to, we don't predict Marshall to have an upset over Ohio State. No.
But, I mean, I'm not picking it, but Marshall upset
right.
Notre Dame 2 years ago when Notre Dame was ranked top 25.
Never know. Charlotte over Indiana? Probably not.
Indiana actually looks scary. I am very curious to see if they're ranked when we play Indiana.
Yeah.
Their offense is lights out.
Their running back Ellison is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Villanova over Maryland. This is going to be interesting. I'm just saying.
I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of Maryland. Give me your insight on Maryland. If you like what they got cooking.
I don't know. I was high on them until they played Michigan State.
Yeah.
That one was a whole
I just saw the scores.
Yeah.
So.
Kent State, Penn State. I expect Penn State probably score like 50, 60 points. The big one, USC, Michigan. What do you got right here? Do you think Miller Moss throws for whatever, or you think Michigan just loses the turnover margin again?
I like USC more than I thought I would. I thought they'd struggle a lot more. They look pretty dominant. I'm gonna go with USC. I think Michigan's still good enough though where you can't just write them off and disrespect them completely. I do think it's a close game. Give me
close game.
Yeah, give me I'll take whatever the spread is. I'm gonna take the under on it. I think it's a very close game.
SC -6.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the under. I say USC wins by a field goal.
Okay, I like it. I got Michigan. I mean, I got USC. My bad. I got USC probably by 2 touchdowns.
Okay, so covering the spread easy.
UCLA, LSU.
LSU. Sorry, UCLA. I'm just not buying it at all.
Probably getting walked. The reason why I knew UCLA probably wasn't gonna have the best year when what's their head coach name? Brian
Foster? Is it Foster?
Foster? Yeah. When Foster got up there and said about 2 words and on his podium.
UCLA?
UCLA is
California.
in California.
USC is also in California.
Southern California. Right around USC.
He brought me back though. Did you see the shirt he wore the next time to
What'd he
media
say?
days?
What'd he say?
They got quickly made some shirts printed and it just said UCLA is in California.
There we go.
And he was repping the shirt in media. So I was like, all right, you brought me back.
Not bad.
Way to capitalize.
Rutgers at Virginia Tech.
Give me the Scarlet Knights.
The Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, I don't feel good about that though.
VTech is a 3.5 favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say Virginia Tech. I don't. Nick Brennan, shout out if he's listening out there somewhere. He'd tell me don't pick the Virginia Tech. He's a big fan of them, but they let you down in the biggest moments.
Not mad at it.
Yeah.
Northwestern, Washington.
Northwestern has not been impressive.
I got Washington.
Yeah, give me Washington. That Duke double overtime game with Duke was it was hard to watch. The rabbit running on the field was the highlight of the game for both teams.
Yeah, that's bad. I like this one. We got Iowa, Minnesota, and Iowa is a -2.5 favorite.
Give me the PJ Fleck. Row the boat. They get back on it and they catch some strides here.
Row that daggone boat.
Yeah, that's a biased pick. I do. Let me ask you this, and you can give me one more game after this because we're running out of time. Where are you at with PJ Fleck? And is the row the boat experiment coming to a close if he doesn't figure out a way to go bowling and maybe a little bit extra?
Yeah, you get past row the boat. You got engines nowadays. You got engines. Go get you an engine. Go get you a speedboat. You talking about rowing a boat. Go get you a speedboat. Anyways, Michigan State, Boston College.
Michigan State, Boston College.
Boston College, 6.5 favorites.
Give me the Boston College, man. I love their quarterback.
Give me the Hawks or something like that. Yeah. I don't think Michigan State is the 3-0 of Michigan State. I don't think it's reflective of when they play, good talent or a good opponent, but we'll see. We'll see. So those are our picks. I don't know I think I picked some of them. But I'll never bet to Iowa ever in my life.
Yeah, no, I'm not leaning that way.
And I hate Minnesota too. So
I think Boston College might be a fun one to watch because they're not ranked anymore. I'd imagine they take some offense to that.
Yeah,
could be a good week for them to try to climb back on.
Who they
top.
lose? Do you know who they lose to?
Let's find out real quick as
The
we got
last one, yeah.
the countdown playing down here. They lost
Missouri.
That's
20
right,
and that
it
was a tight
close.
one. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
And Missouri's a good ball.
Like I couldn't believe they kicked them out of the AP poll.
We were the ones watching the Florida State game. That's what it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah,
So we were calling fluke on that. So I got some hope for them. I think they'll be able to figure out. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us. Up next, striking up a conversation, we got Kayla Verstrady and Anna Callan. They'll be joining me on the next hour. So don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling right here on Ticket Weeknights.